I don't have money set aside, I don't have an emergency fund. You don't want to be one of those people, okay? Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for clicking on your very first video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, and join the J family. So if you clicked on today's video, then obviously you guys are interested in hearing about some budgeting and financial advice tips for students. So that's what we're here to talk about today. So I just want to share with you guys some advice, some tips, and some things that could help you if you are a student or preparing to be a student in college and you want to start managing your money as a young adult. We're talking about responsibility, okay? So if you guys are interested in hearing all about this, then please keep watching. All right guys, so I'm here to talk to you guys about finances. Like, let's be real, a lot of people don't like to talk about their financial future, where they want to be, how they want to get there, all that. So I want to give you guys some tips on how to budget and just be budget friendly and budget conscious, really, especially as a student, because it can be hard. Now, as you guys know, or maybe you don't know if this is your first video, I am a full-time student in grad school. Now, yes, grad school is expensive, and I also work full-time. So some of these tips can and cannot apply to you. You have to use them according to your circumstances. So that's what we're here to talk about. A lot of people don't get a handle on their finances until later in life, and it's really unfortunate. Sometimes it even takes like a catastrophic event for them to realize, oh my God, I don't have money set aside, I don't have an emergency fund, or I don't have things that I need to care for X, Y, and Z. You don't want to be one of those people, okay? We're not trying to be one of those people. So it's important for you to start making strategic financial moves as a young adult and set yourself up for success. So I honestly believe that even in parenthood, you should be teaching your child financial responsibility. I had my own little ATM debit card as a child because my parents were teaching me financial responsibility. So the first thing that you guys should be doing, whether you're already in college or preparing to go to college, so like you're in that high school phase and you're preparing to go, you need to sit down and you need to think, okay, I want to go to college. How am I going to start paying for this? Am I going to get scholarships? Are you prepared for the load that is going to come with college? Are you getting those scholarships? Are you applying for scholarships? Does your family have a college fund set up for you? Are you going to work and pay your way through college? You need to start thinking about these things ahead of time. Now, if you are in college already, you need to start anticipating your expenses. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman to a senior. There are going to be college expenses, and trust me, there are going to be little things that come up out of the blue that you won't even think about. Like, you'll think that when you look at your, tuition bill, you'll think you've paid X, Y, and Z, and you're like, wait a minute, what is this expense? Like technology fee? Just to give you guys like an example, I am an online student in a graduate program. I have technology fees. I have fees that come along with just being online. I'm like, I don't step foot on a campus but every so often, and you guys are charging me these little frivolous fees. Like, come on now. So the first thing, textbooks and supplies, anticipate those expenses. So for, like, let's just say in-state college students, roughly you could spend up to like $1,200 to $1,700 on textbooks. So anticipating that, start looking for alternatives. There's companies like Chegg where you can rent those books. Figure out what classes you're taking. Do you need the book? First of all, that's something you should ask yourself. And if you need it, can you rent it? Or can you buy it for cheaper on an off-sourced website like Chegg or Amazon? Do you have a friend who's already taken the class and maybe you can get the book from them if they already purchased it? Or another option, like myself, I have now become a paperless student. Is the book available as an ebook form? Because a lot of times the ebooks are a lot less expensive than the hardcover book. So those are things that you can think about that can help you with a lot of these expenses. The next thing you want to think about is room and board. So when it comes to room and board, you want to think about, is it going to be cost effective for you to be an on-campus student and have a meal plan? Or is it going to be effective for you to maybe pitch in and find 1 or 2 roommates and live off campus? So these are things that you might want to think about. So for me, I am an online student. I don't even live in the same state as my university. So of course, because I also work full time, as you guys know, I'm in the Air Force. So I am living, I have rent, I have all of these things. So it doesn't even work for me to be an on-campus student living on campus. So like I said, know your circumstances. All right, another expense that you guys want to anticipate is transportation. Now, when it comes to transportation, think about, okay, are you going to have your car available with you on campus? If you're a freshman, I know some universities don't let freshmen have cars for a while. So if you do have your car, anticipate gas. If you don't have your vehicle, how are you going to get to campus, or how are you going to get around? So make sure you are anticipating those fees. Are you going to get around with Uber? Are you going to use a shuttle, a bus? A lot of these things, it might seem like, okay, yeah, duh, but you might not even think about that because there's so much going on, especially if you're a freshman, you're brand new, you're so excited to maybe move away from home or start college or whatever, and you might not be thinking about all of this stuff. So my tips for you guys, along with anticipating your expenses, like I said, look for cheaper alternatives for your textbooks. I recommend Chegg or even Amazon, or going paperless nowadays if you can. I have an iPad, I use ebooks, like I'm completely paperless. Can't even tell you the last time I printed out a piece of paper for class. Something else that you guys could do to cut your expenses and help you save money as a student. A lot of students rely on coffee. You guys can purchase a coffee maker, and that will cut down on your trips to the lovely Starbucks. And that way you are cutting those expenses, allowing you to save money. Make sure you're taking advantage of those student discounts. A lot of companies will allow you to use your student ID and get discounts. You can even stay on your parents' insurance if you're in college until you're about the age of, I believe, 26. So that's ways for you to cut cost in different areas and start saving money on the back end. Now, moving into the saving portion, because it's important, you don't just want to cut costs and anticipate these expenses, but while you're doing so, you want to be saving money because you never know what could come up. And you are eventually, hopefully, going to graduate and you want to go into the workforce. And I mean, you will have student loans most of the time, 90% of the time. So you want to also have a nice little cushion. So when it comes to saving, I like to recommend an app called Digit. So you do have to link your card and your bank account, because what Digit does is allows you to automatically save money. It analyzes your spending and it will automatically start saving cents to dollars into Digit, which is automatically secured through the FDIC, but it saves it in the app. So it will just basically kind of round up your purchases and saves that money into Digit. And if you have an anticipatory expense, maybe you want to go visit family, maybe you're saving for a car or anything like, or maybe you're even saving for student loans, you can start a Digit account and you can set up what you're saving for. It could even be like a rainy day fund, and you can start saving money in Digit, and it will help you just to let your savings grow. So I do have the Digit link down in the bio if you guys want to click on it and get some more information, and I have talked about it in another one of my budgeting and saving videos. So the main thing for you guys to remember is to simplify your banking. So a lot of times banks charge ambiguous fees. They know that you're students. They know that maybe this is going to be your first time opening an account, or maybe it's your first time having a credit card or things like that. So make sure you know about all of the hidden fees. So make sure you know what you're spending your money on, how much money you have, and if you don't have the money, then bruh, I'm sorry, like you can't make the purchase. Like don't go out here and getting 4, 5, and 6 credit cards. because trust me, your credit score is important, okay? So I have a word of advice on overdraft protection as well. Yes, the bank will try to sell you guys on overdraft protection because they will say that it's a benefit to help the consumer, to help you. However, what overdraft protection does is they're going to try to sell it as it helps you from being embarrassed if your card is declined. Now, it's better off if you don't have the money and you can't make a purchase or your card is declined than to have overdraft protection, because how overdraft protection works is if you actually don't have the funds in your account, the purchase will still be able to go through. You will be charged an overdraft fee. I know my bank, they do, I think it's like $29 or $30 or something like that. But that comes out on the back end. So some cards will let you go into overdraft excess of at least $500, which is the limit. So overdraft protection actually can hurt more than it can help. So I always advise people don't do overdraft protection. So if you kind of look at it in essence, it's almost like credit, because they will let the transaction go through, but they will charge an overdraft fee because you don't have the funds. And then whenever you do have the funds available, whether you get, direct deposit or any kind of money that comes into your account, they will take care of that negative balance first. So I always say just forget about the overdraft protection. And then, like I said, with those anticipatory expenses, make sure you're even planning for large purchases. Don't go out and purchase on a whim. So whether you're trying to go visit family for a holiday, maybe you need to purchase a new vehicle or something like that, always try to plan for those expenses. That's why I say start trying to save money as early as you can. So cutting cost and thinking about where you can save money in the long run. To save money can also help when you have those large purchases or those unexpected purchases that come up later. And also another way that you guys can get a little bit of extra cash, which can also help you save in the long run as well, is sell any items that you don't need. You can sell things on Amazon. You can sell used and old textbooks on Chegg. They will give you like an estimated value if they're worth anything. And then you can also use Poshmark as well. You can sell a lot of like clothes, purses, shoes, things like that. All right, guys, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it's been helpful for you guys. I hope that these tips have been helpful. Don't forget to check out Digit, which I have down below in the description box. So yeah, leave me your thoughts and comments down below in the comment section. How do you guys save money, or what are things that have worked for you? And yeah, just let me know down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel on the way out if you guys have not already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.